Okay, to make the mini book, you're going to cut 2 pieces of chipboard that are 1.5 by 2 1/8. Then you're going to cut another piece of chipboard that is 5/8 by 2 1/8. Then you're going to cut some pattern paper. You're going to cut 2 at 3 inches by 2 1/2 and 1 at 3 by 2 inches. And I'm going to go with, this is going to be the front of my cover. So you're going to apply glue to your chipboard. Now fold your paper around your chipboard. I do slightly miter mine. Burnish it down. You're going to do the same thing on the other cover. Now glue the flaps down. Then you want to ink these. So now you just want to fold all these around. But you only want to glue the top and bottom down. And on the other side. So you should have something that looks like that. I ink mine. So then you want to take your front and back cover. I'm going to fold this hinge in. apply some glue. And I want to line it up on the inside. Open it back up and burnish down. Gonna fold the other side in and add some glue. Grab our cover. We're gonna line them up. Burnish down. So now you're getting your little book started. So then you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 1 7/8 by 10 inches long. And you're going to want to score. You're going to score it 3/4, 2 1/8, 3 1/2, 3 5/8, 5, 6 3/8, 6 1/2, 7 7/8, and 9 1/4. Then you want to bend them and put your little alleys down. So now I'm going to put glue right after this first hinge. And I'm going to close my page, keeping it lined up. I'm going to make sure my little alley's down. Go right after my alley score line. And keeping it straight. Burnish down. So now we have 2 little pages. So then you have another alley. I'm going to make sure it's bending right. Right under that alley score line, you want to add a little glue. And bend this last page up. Oops. So then I grab my score tape. I make sure all of my little alleys are bent up. I'm going to put a little score tape where those little alleys meet. And I'm going to add glue. You want to grab your book. You want to position your pages on your spine panel here. Trying to get them as even as possible. Okay, so I'm going to cut 2 pieces of pattern paper for my inside front cover and my inside back cover. These are 1 3/8 by 2 inches. I want to ink around them. And then I want to cut 4 of these little stamps. This is just a hinge from another project that I'd made, but it's a good piece of scrap. So I'm going to cut this side down. it hinges over, I'm just going to add some glue. I'm going to stick the side of one of my stamps on it. I'm going to trim it. So now my little stamp has a little hinge on it. I'm going to do that to all 4 of these. Burnish them on so they get a good hold. So then I'm going to take my page. I'm going to kind of center these where I'm wanting them. I'm going to put them about there. So I grab my X-Acto knife. I'm just going to cut a little hole. Oops. So I'm going to miter these corners a little. Sticking my picture through. Some glue to my hinge. I'm going to do my other one. So then I'm going to put glue on the back. And then I'm going to glue it in on the inside cover. I'm going to do the same thing on my back page. So then I'm going to cut some pages that are 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. You're going to need 6 of them. You my ink 'em. Okay, so now we do want to cut some little flaps for our pocket. I'm going to use this sheet, and you're going to want to cut 3 flaps that are 1 inch wide by 3 3/4 long. So then you're going to ink these. Then you want to fold them in half. And these are going to slide in your top of your little page. So then I'm going to ink another little page. So I'm going to take one of the little ephemera cards. And I'm going to fold it in half evenly. I'm going to cut it where I folded it in half. I'm going to put this over the page where it hangs over a little. I'm just going to trim it down. I'm going to grab one of these hinges I already have made. I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to add my picture onto the hinge. I'm going to miter my corners. Add some glue. I'm going to add my page, making sure it's facing the right direction. Add it to my book, making sure I don't get on the hinges. Burnish it down. Now this page has a little flap that opens. I add my another flap in there. So now on this page, I'm going to grab another piece of pattern paper. My little ephemera card that I cut in half, and I'm going to trim it down. And I'm going to grab another hinge. Just watch what way you glue your little hinges on that you want your flap to bend. Putting another little pull out on the top of this one. Okay, this page, I'm going to use this one. Ink around it. Gonna need 2 more hinges. Add glue. Glue this page down. Now we're going to glue the hinge on the other side. And we're back to our last page. Then I cut another top flap, and it is 1 inch by 3 3/4. I'm going to ink around it. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to insert it in the top slot. I go to the back page. I'm going to glue this down on top of my flap. And I'm going to cut off this dazzling damsel. So far that's my micro mini. Okay, so I think I'm going to add this little owl on. And from the chipboard, I punched out some of these little circles, 2 of them.